Doug here. Welcome back to yet another board game channel and yet another episode of Fallout, the Pit. We are at 4 out of our desired 11 influence points to let us win. The slavers are doing slightly better on the influence track than the rebel slaves. And I'm kind of a nitwit, as pointed out in a caption. Last episode, kept talking about trying to find the Super Duper Mart, and it's right there. Really paying attention, aren't I? So, but yeah, that is still my next goal. To work on the Wasteland Survival Guide, because it'll get us an agenda card, which is how we win. So yeah, we'll zoom in and see. We're not going to do much. We're just going to do a lot of traveling this turn, but let's have a look at it. So yes, if I'd been paying attention last turn, I would be able to get to the Super Duper Mart in one move and perform the quest action, but no. So instead we're going to do one move action, spend 2 points to get there, and we are going to do a second move action and use 1. Now this raider is not going to engage with us right away. I think we probably have to kill him before we can do a quest action there, but I'm going to double check that between turns. And that's it for our first turn. Now we're going to zoom back out and pull an agenda card and see what critters move. Alright, next agenda card. Who activates? Okay, we still don't have any super mutants on the board. We do, however, have some rebel slaves who are going to move a space closer to us. That one there, which means this one, when it moves into our space, we are going to have to fight it. So we'll go over to the scenario sheet so we can see what is involved in fighting them. Okay, here they are. The rebel slaves. We can see they are a level 1 enemy, so we only have to hit them once. I've got to hit them in the chest and the arms. They're aggressive, so even if we were to wander into their space, they would attack us. Now, this is the problem. There's a little star there that says, during the fight, inflict X additional damage. X, it's really tiny, so you probably can't see it here, but X currently, given where they are on the track, equals 2. So they're going to get a minimum of 2 hits. Of course, they're only going to do 1 damage when that does happen. So, zoom out a tiny bit, and we are going to roll. Again, just need, let's move that a little bit, just need to hit them 1 time. Which we do. We hit them once in the arms and once in the chest, which is what we needed to do. Unfortunately, they've hit us with the additional damage 4 times total. So that's not good. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4. We are down to 3 hit points, and our radiation is at 1. So we can take 2 more hit points before we die and have to respawn back at the beginning of the board. However, we get an experience point for it. Off here to the side, we're now up to P on the special track. And, right, we did defeat them, so we're going to take them away. These you don't have to replace when you kill them off. The game will tell us when to place them if need be. So hopefully we will be, oh, we might be in a little bit of trouble given what I wanted to do next turn, but yeah, let's see. Yeah, on to our next turn, back to the board. Right, and before I decided what to do there, I totally forgot. I got my lab coat, which should have actually blocked one of those damages, so we're at 4 HP and 1 radiation. So we can take 2 hits, and then a third hit will kill us. Right, now the problem here, to do what I want to do there, yes, you can't do a quest action on a space if there is an enemy present. So we're going to have to fight the Raider Scum. Now it's only a level 1. However, it has armor, so we still need to do 2 damage on it. And he has a ranged weapon and we don't, which means he'll get 1 guaranteed extra hit. So even if we roll nothing, for him, he could still potentially shoot us. Anyway, we need to get him in the head and the chest. So first action is... Okay, we got head and chest, and he's got 2 hits, actually 3. We block 1 because of the lab coat, so he only hits us twice, which leaves us just barely alive at 2 HP and 1 radiation. I think we're going to die soon. Again, we get an experience point. It puts us up to E on the special track, which I can't move. There we go. And then we have to respawn another one in the same spot as the closest one. However, it does spawn face down and does not prevent us from performing actions there. So for our second action, even though we may die next turn, we are going to attempt to pick up some food at the Super Duper Mart for Moira. So we need 4 successes. We get to re-roll on perception and intelligence, both of which we have, and because of the lab coat, we add a hit during a test that uses intelligence. So we're going to get an extra 1 on top of whatever it is we roll. So yes, 2 re-rolls plus a guaranteed. It's 1, 2, 3. Okay. We have 2. We only need 1 more because the lab coat will get us up to 4. So we're going to re-roll for perception. And there we go. We have done it. So those 3 plus 1 from the lab coat gives us our result of 4. So yes, we get a new agenda card, which gives us another agenda point. And freedom. So this one is we get the point. We get an extra point for each space that the slavers are ahead of the slaves are ahead of the slavers. So we have 1 each of these. We can only have 1 revealed at a time to protect us. Given that that thing is closer, I think at the beginning of the next turn, depending on whether or not it moves, we may reveal this one instead of the security one. Anyway, so now we keep this card. It is a Wasteland Survival Guide contribution. And now we're going to stage card 142. 142. Come on. Which is named Totally Rad. Interesting, Moira muses as she takes the sample of food. This'll do. Next, I need to test a specimen that has survived and even thrived in radiation, the rad roach. So our options are, shouldn't take too long to find one of the nasty bugs, kill a rad roach. Pretty sure we don't have one on the board, so that means we're going to have to go around and kill the pest enemies to get one of those to spawn. Because if we do, yes, we get an agenda. We would get to keep this card as a contribution to the survival guide and stage the next part of it. Or a specimen filled with rads? Surely there's an easier way. We can just willingly suffer 2 radiation damage during 1 turn to get an agenda. But we don't get to keep this as a contribution to the survival guide and then stage the next bit. Well, we're not really in a good space. Well, we're not in a good place to do much of anything, because 1 more hit and we are down and have to start over. I'm just trying to figure out where to put all these cards. Alright, well, that is both our actions. So we're going to, before we decide what to do next turn, depends entirely on what happens during the next agenda phase. Here we are. Don't want a star. Okay. So the slavers are still ignoring us because we still have the security card revealed. We're going to activate all the pests and the robots. So we still just have this one robot way up here who's going to move down 1. That guy doesn't move. And these pests who we actually want to start killing to get a rad roach to appear. The stingwing is going to move there, the mole rat will move there, and this one will turn over, and no, it's another stingwing. Want a roach. Please give us a roach. Alright, that is that. Let's do 1 more turn, because I don't think we're actually going to be up to much. But let's see. Okay, before we perform any actions, we're going to switch our public allegiance and support the slaves now instead, so that the slave in the next spot will ignore us if slaves activate. Now, first thing we're going to do is, well, we're going to have to rest. Well, camp. Because we are badly hurt. So we're going to get 1, 2, 3 more hit points. Putting us up to 5. We already have the well-rested token, so we don't want to do anything with that. Or can't do anything with that. And we have nothing to unexhaust. Now, I'm thinking, yeah, second action. Probably want to move around to start fighting these critters. I'll tell you what, we can only move, so nothing's going to happen. Because none of these are aggressive. So before we move, yeah, let's go ahead and exhaust Hancock. Exhaust to move an enemy within 2 spaces into your space and fight it. If that enemy is not killed during that fight, discard this card. Hopefully it won't be an issue. I'm just going to pull the mole rat in to our space because it's the easiest one. It's only a level 1. Can only hit it in the chest. So we only need to do it 1 time. And yes, we have done so right there. That hits everything but the head. So, we've killed it, which means we're going to get to respawn another one. First, we have to take our damage. It did 1, 2, 3 hits, -1 for the lab coat, so yeah, we're going to take 2 damage. putting us down to 3. Going to gain an experience point. We're now on the charisma space of the special track. And one of these is going to show up face down in the nearest empty space with that symbol. So I think that's going to be this one. 1, 2, 1, 2. Actually, it's a tie, so we'll just put it there. Now, for our second action, I don't actually want to be too terribly surrounded by these creatures, and those are getting close. So we're going to just move. They're going to scarper over to Highway 74 to get away from it all, so we can take a breather, get ourselves figured out, and deal with them the turn after. We'll have to see next episode. Alright, so before we wrap this up, we have to do one more agenda phase and see if we get attacked yet again. Alright, one final agenda card. So the slaves who are going to ignore us, and that one lone robot way up there still poking along towards us. And that will end things. Yeah, so what are we going to do next turn? Well, we want to find a rad roach, or possibly suffer 2 radiation damage. Ugh. That would kill us as we are. I suppose we could rest first and then deliberately take damage, but it'd be better if we could get a rad roach. Well, we'll see. Also, if we can find the other vault, Vault 109, or the tower, we could advance some stuff to do with the the other vault that is on the board somewheres. So yeah, see what happens next time. Hope you join me then. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks for subscribing to the channel and for liking the videos both on YouTube and Board Game Geek. It's very much appreciated. And I will see you next time for yet another episode of Fallout: The Pit.